Good morning and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Danny Vittori, and today we have on a local, Antonio Anderson, to talk about his brand new foundation. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh no, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So we'll ask a quick little bit about your backstory. From Lynn, went to school in Memphis, and you've had quite a journey to get here.
Oh yeah, from here, born and raised, my whole childhood and things of that nature. Grew up in here, just typical Lynn guy. Just love where I'm from and proud to be from here. Always representing it. Getting to Memphis was a great accomplishment, but was able to represent Lynn at the same time. So it made it all worth it. And
basketball is your big sport. Played in college, played a little bit in the league.
Yeah. Basketball was my life. I loved football too growing up, but then chose basketball at the end of my high school career. And like I said, after leaving Memphis, played professionally, domestically, internationally, and then things of that nature. Just got injured and kind of stepped away from it a bit. Got into coaching and started pedaling forward and moving in that direction and trying to now just give back. And when I got into coaching and was able to have some success, so it was good.
Yeah. No, it does. It sounds great. And you coached in Lynn. So which school did you coach for again?
Lynn English. Coached at Lynn English for 4 years. 4 years over there. Did pretty well.
Yeah.
Have some great kids. A ton of support within the school and the city. So it was a great run there.
Oh yeah, Lynn's a big sports city.
Huge.
That makes it all the more fun. And I'll have to ask, I know you talked about giving back. Is that what originally inspired you to create the foundation?
Yeah, just giving back. I started my foundation, just wanted to be able to help a lot of families in need who really struggle, having a hard time paying for their child to play whatever sport it is, basketball, football, baseball, soccer, lacrosse. I want to be able to be an avenue and outlet for a lot of families who kids don't get the opportunity to play because their parents just don't have the money to do so. That's what made me want to start my foundation, and then literally just kind of bridge that gap. So parents really got someone to rely on to be able to give their kid an opportunity to do so. But a lot of it comes with it. Kids got to have good school attendance and good grades. Just just not going to reward anyone who's not doing what they're supposed to do academically. So but any way we can be able to give back and make a difference in kids' lives, I'm all for it.
Yes, give back because you're thinking with this foundation, you want to be a mentor a little bit as well. I mean, you've coached, you clearly like doing that.
Yeah, definitely. I know a lot of the kids out here, tons of them. So, I had camps years ago. I'm going to bring those type of things back to the community as well. But these kids their parents know I'm a message away, whether it's social media or if they have my number, they could reach out to me. Always here to help a kid, help boy, girl, whoever. Literally just, talk to them, about my experiences and giving them and letting them know it's a way out, and you don't gotta, do certain things to do so. You can, play sports, you do well in school and kind of pave your own path. And I think a lot of kids just need a push, they need a push, and I'm willing to be there for any kid from Lynn or anywhere, really. But, Lynn is primarily my focus and one of my main places because I'm from here. And I know how hard it is being from here and making it. And just want to be able to give kids a couple of blueprint a little bit of what it's like to get out of here and what it takes. So that's most of what it's about.
Like you said, you got out of here, paved your own path, so it could help kids to really hear that from you because you have the experience. It's not just an obscure goal. It's you've done it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not easy. It's not easy, but at the same time, it's doable. And like I went to the Boys and Girls Clubs, the YMCAs, the Greg Houses as a kid, the same things that a lot of these kids are doing now. And, that's why you fall in love with the game, like whatever sport you decide to play. You got so many friends from all over the city, different schools, and it's hard to not want to make it when you see people in front of you do certain things. And I think regardless of how the age gap is between me and the younger generation now, the internet is big, so they could just type my name in and see some of the accomplishments, but at the same time, just want to get them to understand like that is good, but it's also wasn't possible if I didn't have, like outlets in Lynn, like to be able to stay out of trouble and do the right thing. So that's what I'm all about. That's what I'm back now, and just being able to lend a hand and be a voice to some kids who need it in any way possible.
And your main goal is the kids, but how would people get involved? You mentioned you've gone to businesses, you've gone to other people, like anyone who would want to get involved.
Anyone who want to get involved, they can just reach out to me via social media, email. We got some things, some events coming up. We'd love to have some volunteers. We'd love to have some kids involved. Any way possible. If they know me personally, they can call me, text me, and I can share some information with them in which ways they can get involved in helping in some of our future events coming up this summer.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed one of the things you mentioned was you wanted to try to collect some supplies to distribute to schools. School supplies, athletic supplies. So did you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, a lot of athletic supplies, school supplies, sports equipment for kids. A lot of kids play football, no cleats. A lot of kids play baseball, no gloves, right? No bat. We just want to be able to provide any tools that's needed for these kids to be successful and not give their parents a worry. We had a lot of success. A lot of people have reached out in that term. So just want to just keep building on it. And I think every time we get kids, and we don't do it for the public eye. We're not giving it to a family and taking pictures so the world can see who we're helping. The people who get help, they know who we helped them, and that's what it's about. It's not about a pat on the back for me. It's about really just giving kids opportunities to have things or do things that they weren't able to afford, or to be able to participate in something they couldn't because of a financial burden. And we just want to change that and bridge that gap so all these kids are able to do things.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, it is. It's very admirable what you do. And like you said, you can let them be kids a little bit too, have fun in sports, be able to do something without having to worry so much.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the more active you are as a kid, you're playing all these sports, the less time you have to get in trouble. And I think the more you're able to get out there and just enjoy it, being a kid, being a teenager, high school or whatever it is, playing football, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever, it just gives you don't have much time to get involved in the wrong thing. So I think the more active they are, the more they stay involved, and the more they'll end up loving one of them, whether they go to college or do it or not. That sport always gets kids to kind of do the right thing academically. You gotta remain eligible to play. Mm-hmm. But if you get them young and they create good habits to get good grades all the way through, they really won't barely be making it. They'll sustain a good GPA in which they'll understand the importance of getting to college and what that process is like, what they look for. And that's a bunch of the programs we will be pouring into the community and getting kids to understand the college admission process and taking college visits and tours so they can get the visual at a young age instead of waiting to high school when it can be too late sometimes. So a lot of that's in store for these kids, and I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm. So you're not really focused on a specific age group per se. It's all kids, more or less?
All kids that need help. Our main target is elementary and middle school kids. Trying to get to the younger generations. A lot of people who do a lot of things with everyone. A good friend of mine, Tony Seaforth, works with a lot of the high school kids. So I'm really attacking that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade range of all genders. So to be able to get them to fall in love with something, even if it's not athletics, fall in love with academics, fall in love with the process, fall in love with volunteering, giving back, and just making a difference. So I feel that we can get our hands on them and teach them young at a young age what it's like to be involved. They'll carry this with them, and it will just keep going. It will just move on. Eventually one of these kids will be able to work for us one day and do a lot of internships. We want to do a lot of things to be able to help kids. So those are the areas that we're targeting early to try to get them acclimated so when they get to high school, they're not struggling. Because high school can be tough when you first walk in. So just want to be able to have them alert of what's expected and what they would need to do. So those are the areas that we're pretty much targeting.
Great. And you mentioned a few things for this summer coming up that you're thinking of trying to put together. Are there any specific things that you have?
We're basketball camps. I'm gonna try to get a camp for all sports. Nice. Get some of these coaches involved, and we run some clinics for kids. So whether it's hockey, whether it's baseball, and do those things with a lot of the high school coaches, and everybody's involved with these kids. It makes a difference. So those are just some of the little things I would love to do to be able to get things going out here.
It does. The whole thing sounds fantastic, and I think it is quite amazing. And because you talked about before, you said you're focused on Lynn, but Memphis and Lynn, can you say both made you into who you are today?
Yeah, Memphis as well. That played a huge part of my life. I've spent 4 years there. Then after college, I lived there for 3. So I spent a lot of time there. Got a lot of great friendships there, and did a lot in the community there as well. So being able to put my hands back on that city means a lot. Being from Lynn, but also having the love that I get in Memphis, it means the world to me. So being able to give back to those kids in some of those communities who need the same help as kids in Lynn means a lot. I got some of my college teammates who live there helping me out that way. So, got it going, man. We got it going. We got an event out there May 25th. So flying down there for that, to just try to keep these kids alert and just try to make a difference. That's the biggest thing for us.
The whole thing, it sounds amazing, and I want to thank you again for coming on to talk about it and share a little bit about your passion.
Oh, no, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Anytime.
Great. And once again, this has been the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Danny Vittori, and we'll see you next time with more guests.